most people just work on their jobs,
Yep.
on their businesses, earn the money, but they do not make the money work for them.
Absolutely.
And that's what we are in the business of changing. Make your money work for you, so that you do not have to work as hard for as long. Working hard is great. We love working hard. But you do not have to do that all of your life. You can choose to not work hard a year if you have money passively growing.
Welcome to CUB Spotlight. Today I'm joined by Sud, founder of FutureX. He scaled his own property portfolio significantly in a short time and now helps busy professionals and business owners build passive income through strategic property and business acquisitions. In this episode, we unpack his Exponential Growth System, the mindset shifts required, and how he helps people achieve real financial freedom. If you're building something and want unfiltered conversations with people who are in the trenches, this one is for you. Let's get into it. So for those who don't know him, he is the founder of FutureX, a boutique investment group that helps busy professionals and business owners build passive income through strategic property investing and acquiring profitable businesses. He's scaled his own property portfolio significantly in recent years and now helps others do the same thing using his Exponential Growth System. Today we're going to unpack how he actually does this, what most people get wrong with property investing, and how he's building a business with a clear mission around helping families achieve real financial freedom. Sud, welcome.
Thank you, mate.
Awesome. So, for anybody who doesn't know exactly what we do or what you do, for example, which we've just ran through, give them a brief run through.
Yeah, so I'll probably start with our journey and how it started. Right? As an immigrant in Australia, and we've lived in South Africa, we've lived in Singapore, we always looked at Australia as a country where, you're given a fair go, and a salary has never been enough. So since we moved here, we felt like the suburbs that we wanted to live in, the areas that we wanted to grow our family in, were really, really hard to achieve. We wanted to live in the southeast of Melbourne, but it was unaffordable for us. So we thought, what should we do? And I sought advice from a mentor at that time. So 2016, I remember, was our first investment property. And we went through that route of rent vesting because we were living in the city because we couldn't afford in an area that we wanted to live. So we ended up buying in Frankston South, which is a great suburb in the southeast part of Melbourne, close to the beach, and has got everything that you need for a family to live a great life. But we didn't want to live that far from the city. So we ended up buying an investment property. And gradually we built our portfolio. And when we had enough growth through our portfolio and through incomes that we worked on, getting ahead in our jobs and getting promotions, etc., finally we were able to get into the suburb that we wanted to live in. So now we live in Bentley East. But I know that all of that was only possible because of the initial sacrifices. The challenge that I saw was that while we had someone to guide us at the very start, there was no one for us to, hold our hand throughout that journey. So we had to make mistakes. We had to go through pain. We had to go through a lot of delays in building that portfolio, which we could have built literally in a couple of years. It took us almost 8 years to build that portfolio. And that's where this thought came of going from a corporate job into something that actually helps people get ahead faster. We always wanted to have financial freedom, to be able to work from anywhere we want, have a life of design where we can spend more time with the kids. We're still on that journey, and we get to spend a lot more time than we used to while we were in the job with our kids. Definitely we have come a long way on that journey, but there's still a long way to go.
Absolutely.
Right. It's just for us about helping people get into investing, which helps them get ahead in their own journey. There is no competition here. Some people have got $100 million portfolios, some people have got $10 million portfolios, and some are happy with 5. It's just knowing that you can get ahead in your own journey and expedite that whole wealth creation, which everyone wants, to be able to then have enough money flowing in passively. Most people don't think about this. Most people just work on their jobs, on their businesses, earn the money, but they do not make the money work for them. And that's what we are in the business of changing. Make your money work for you so that you do not have to work as hard for as long. Working hard is great. We love working hard. But you do not have to do that all of your life. You can choose to not work hard a year. If you have money passively growing, you can choose that this year I'm not going to work. I've worked hard enough for the last 5 years, and this year I'm taking a break. But you should have that choice. So it's about creating that choice, creating that freedom, creating that option for people to say, you know what, I'm good to step on the brake this year, and go for a vacation.
And not be sorry about it.
And not be well. Do it with your heart and soul, and be really happy about it. I've got a friend who actually traveled for an year.
A year.
A year. He pulled out his kids out of school, 12-year-old and an 8-year-old. And we went on a camping trip recently, and we were talking all things travel, and we love traveling as well.
Nice.
And he took an year off from his job. His wife took an year off from from her job. And they took the kids out of school for an year and just went around the world.
Wow.
Which was so amazing for the kids to see different cultures, learn from different cultures, and that is called freedom. And the reason he's been able to do that, because he's got a great property portfolio already. He's also one of our clients. And but he's also got other asset investments as well. So he invests in stocks, and that's what you need. You need diversification of assets. While we are in property, and we love property, and that's where we made most of our money, but we still invest in stocks. It's always good to diversify. But all of that is just because we can just make our money grow faster than what it will do sitting in the bank.
Of course, absolutely. Can you walk me through the first time or the process of you getting your first investment property?
100%. So that's actually a bit of a long story. So I'll try to shorten it as much as I can. So when we moved, so I came to Australia originally in 2013. And I loved the fact that everyone was getting into property. Melbourne was really booming. And then we worked in Singapore for a couple of years for ANZ Bank at that time. And when we came back 2016 with the family, it was a havoc. Like everyone was like feeling behind. Everyone wanted to buy either their homes or investment properties. The market was really doing really well in Melbourne, right? So everyone was feeling the pressure. So were we. We were like, okay, well, before the market rises too much, we need to get in. So we started with a bit of a research. Our friends asked us to buy a property in west of Melbourne, buy a home. And that is not something that sat right with us. We said, no, we want to live in the city. That's the lifestyle that we enjoy, and we were happy renting. And that's when we started researching the suburbs. So we researched west of Melbourne, we researched north of Melbourne, we researched the southeast of Melbourne, these were the 3 areas in our budget. And there used to be this map on realestate.com.au that you would open up and you'll see, what are the prices of a suburb, median prices, how are the prices moving out. Like obviously, with your budget, you have to find the right asset on a right land size in the right suburb, which you think will do well. So that's where the suburbs started, but it did not end there. It was then going to these suburbs, exploring the malls, exploring what is actually happening on the ground there, talking to the agents, understanding the infrastructure spend in that area, school zones, etc. So we did not factor everything that we do now. Now there is a lot more that goes behind the data that we have uncovered over the last few years of researching and education and reading books and doing data courses, which wasn't the case previously. So we did not research it enough, but we researched it, or I should say we did not research it thoroughly and knew for sure that the market will grow. Like now we are sure where we are putting money. We know that it will grow because of the data supply imbalance and the supply and demand imbalance. But back then it was just based on ground learning, talking to the agents. So we ended up selecting Frankston South as the suburb, started going to the auctions, started meeting the agents, spent a lot of time on the ground there, understanding what pockets of the suburbs actually are in more demand, where is it easier to rent, etc. And then, so we did research enough, I guess.
You did the due diligence.
You did the due diligence. And then just at one of the auctions, Dish and I saw that property for the first time actually. So We really, really liked it, and we just went for the auction. Now, one of the things learning from that is we did not do a build and best. Now, fortunately, we were fine at the end of the day, like nothing happened, but it could have resulted into a huge loss. Because if you do not know what's happening inside a property, you just don't know what's happening inside the property, and that can lead to a lot of issues. Mold can, as an example, if unfound because it was painted up on, can lead to a whole bathroom renovation, which can cost $20,000.
Of course.
Right. So we did not factor all of that in, and that is one thing that is I wish I knew.
Yeah.
Because again, no one guided us on that fact, that not even our mortgage broker at that time guided us that you should do a build and best inspection. We turned up on the day of auction, we really liked it, and we won the auction.
Yeah, wow.
We did not overpay, we did the due diligence on the numbers, but again, there's one due diligence that we completely missed out on, and we just got lucky.
Yeah.
So that's stayed with me since then, that we never do that mistake ever again, and we've always inspected our properties before buying them from there on.
I feel like it pays to have the inspection part before buying it, obviously, to see what you're getting yourself into before walking into a blind.
Yeah, so as an example, in an auction, what you would do is you would do the build and best inspection 2 weeks prior. You've got enough time to go through that build and best inspection report with your build and best inspector, assess, what are the risks, and based on that, come up with the number that you're comfortable with. Also talk to the real estate agent as to what has appeared in the build and best report, so they can understand if there are any issues in the property that need fixing. And real estate agents are supposed to declare what they know to everyone. So if they find out, and if they're a good real estate agent, they would also let the other buyers know as well.
True. I feel like there's a lot of stories, like let's say horror stories, for example, where you're saying, like, for example, the buyer's agent, like, they have to declare if something's wrong or if something's right, which I feel like in a slight chance that they don't tell someone about it, and then, for example, like 6 months down the track, something happens, and the buyer's not aware of it, but the agent's like, oh yeah, we knew about that, but we didn't tell you about that. Do you feel like there's a gap between those who are honest and those who aren't honest?
Are you talking about the buyer's agents or the sales agents?
I'd say, let's say both.
Yeah, okay. So let's say a sales agent. So sales agent's job, unfortunately, is to protect the seller.
Yeah.
So while the laws state that you must always declare everything to the buyer that you know of in your best ability, a lot of times buyers don't ask the right questions to extract those answers.
Right.
So let's say if you're not asked, are there any issues in the property?
Yeah.
But you don't have to say anything.
And that would be like the most basic question to ask.
And that's, so is there anything that needs fixing immediately? A very basic question that you can ask an agent, but if you do not ask that question, how do you know there is nothing wrong? And at that point, the agent shouldn't lie.
Yeah.
And most agents don't. I know agents have got a bad name in the market, but they're just doing their job of protecting their seller's best interest. They don't usually lie. So if you do ask them the questions about the property that they are aware of, their answer usually is pretty honest.
Yeah.
It's about asking the right questions of that agent, right? Now, second aspect is, can someone lie? Potentially, yes. That's always the case. Like in any service provider, there could be someone who can be lying. So that depends on what kind of human they are.
Yeah.
We can't predict that.
Yeah.
So you do your own due diligence in that case. So you make sure that you've got a build and best inspector doing an inspection, you've got someone inspecting the property physically or virtually, but you do your due diligence to ensure that you're really, really happy with everything that you see, and you're not just relying on the questions you've asked the agent.
Of course.
So that's the sales agent part. Now the buyer's agent part, the buyer's agent's job is to protect the buyer.
Yeah.
And I would be surprised if they're lying or hiding anything from their buyer. Again, can people lie? Yes, they can.
Yeah.
Again, that comes back to your trust, your due diligence of selecting the right buyer's agent. And do you feel that you can trust that person? Would they always tell you the truth? But most buyer's agents that I know, there is transparency in the process. The last thing someone wants to do by a buyer when they're representing them independently and also charging them money is to lie to them. Because this is something we learned when we were growing up. Honesty is the best policy.
Absolutely.
Right. No lie in this world can ever stay there.
Yeah.
under the grave. Like it does come out. So most
Eventually it
people
will.
understand that, and I think most people in the service industry, I find that I've worked with, are very loyal and very honest. Yeah, I mean, it's just human nature, man. Like just selecting, working with the right person is
Of
what I
course.
would say is what matters to us.
Yeah,
Ethics is everything to all the good service providers in the trade industry. I've met some amazing carpenters, as an example, or builders, and then I've met some crappy ones as well. Some people who cut corners. So it's about just working with the right people.
Absolutely. I feel like it's about knowing the person's morals, and like you said, doing your research, doing your due diligence, and making sure that you're with someone that you can actually trust at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first question I want to get into is, you scaled your own property portfolio from 2 mil to over 8 million in a relatively short period. What was the single biggest shift in your approach that made the biggest difference?
I think mindset.
Mindset?
Yeah, mindset was number one. So up until 2023, the mindset wasn't there.
Yeah.
We were focusing on the family, and we were focusing on raising kids, and that's where the whole focus was, not on increasing our wealth as such. And we were sitting on a small portfolio for that reason. Also, COVID happened, and COVID meant a lot of growth in a lot of assets across Australia, but also across the world. And there was a time where we felt like if we do not act now, we would be too behind on our own journey.
Yeah.
And that mindset shift, that mindset want to go harder, to go faster, to scale in a way sustainably, low risk. So we did get all the education needed. We still went in very, very diligently on where we were buying properties, and all of those properties have grown really, really well. Like last 2 years, we've seen a growth of $1.7 million in our portfolio, which has been insane.
Incredible.
So very, very lucky, touch wood. But that was due to the research that we put in, the effort that we put in.
Yeah.
And we just didn't want to stop. We knew that this is something that we want to do now.
Yeah.
So it's understanding why. There are 3 things that one of my coaches talks about. Why must you? Why now?
Yeah.
And why you? So why is it that you are wanting this growth?
Yeah.
Why now? So what's the urgency? And why must you?
Yeah.
And for us, those 3 things were very, very clear.
Those were like the 3 main drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were the 3 main drivers for us to understand why we must embark on this journey.
Yeah. And once that became clear, you know exactly how to get from step 1 to 5, for example.
Then you build a strategy.
Yeah.
You build a plan, exactly how you would approach where you want to go.
Yeah.
You do come up with a goal even before the strategy. I guess first you understand what your goal is. So our goal was to build a passive income of $120,000, nothing massive.
Yeah.
But $10,000 a month in 10 years is all we wanted.
Yeah.
And that's where the portfolio that we came up with, the plan.
Yeah.
That, okay, well, these many properties, these areas, these structures to achieve that goal.
Yeah.
So in 10 years, then we should be able to achieve that passive income goal if we buy these properties now. Okay, great. And then you go and act.
It's incredible.
The most important thing is acting. So there's no point building a plan, having a great mindset, and also having a great goal, great strategy. All of that is great, but if you do not have the courage to act, or something happens during that time, borrowing capacity gets stuck, or we face some challenges, a property gets mold, one of the tenants leave, all of those things happen, right? That's property investing. It's not passive until it's passive. So you have to hold it for the long term for it to be then passive.
Yeah.
Those challenges are part of the journey.
Absolutely. I feel like going back on before we were talking about action, I feel like the worst action, and it's in terms of philosophy-wise, is that the worst decision is indecision. And with indecision, there's no action. With actual decision becomes an executable action. Yeah. And that's where things happen. Well, that's where shit happens, right? Without it, nothing happens. And that's the worst spot you can be in.
Yeah.
Is that particular spot right there.
100%. You said it right. It's
Yeah.
indecision that can cause inaction. And that's where people get stuck and not move at their potential. It's all of us humans, we crave to work and achieve our potential.
Yeah.
So work on our potential, achieve our potential. But hardly anyone takes the courage to work on that potential, because that's hard.
That's what a lot of people struggle with, which is unfortunate.
Unfortunate, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the hard. Like, we can lie down in the bed till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Or even 8 o'clock in the morning if we.
Yeah.
That's bad. But it's easy to stay in bed up until 8. It's harder to get up at 5 o'clock. But we all know that getting up at 5 o'clock gives us that extra 2, 3, 4 hours in the day to knock out quite a lot of what we want to, either work on our body, on our mind, or get some work done early on before the kids wake up. But most people don't wake up early, knowing that. We all know that having the best food possible for us, salads, great meat, or if you're a vegetarian, tofu, protein, all of that food is the best food that our body can consume. Fruits, as an example, as well. But most people do not give enough attention to what they're feeding in every day. Which then also impacts how the mind behaves, because mind and body is connected.
That's very true.
So, but that's hard.
Yeah.
Eating the same oats and chia seeds in the morning every day with eggs is hard.
Yeah.
But that's the right thing to do.
Yes.
So can you do the hard or not?
Absolutely. It's the reputable action, or it's the repetitions, right, that people struggle to do. For example, like you said before, it's like you're eating the same thing every single day. It's good for you. However, those people who would be like, I'm fucking bored of this, the same thing every single day, versus someone who's like, this is boring. However, I know that this is helping me down the track, rather than if I was to eat inconsistently and differently, I wouldn't know what I'll be putting into my body. So then that would be them basically almost sabotaging, how their mind works. Because what you put into your body, it's how you operate. If you eat good, you operate good. If you eat shit, you operate like shit. So it's vice versa. The second question is, you have a very clear rule. You only help clients buy properties that you would actually buy for yourself. Why did you make that non-negotiable, and how has it actually shaped the way that you run FutureX?
I think that's a non-negotiable because that's what I would expect.
Yeah.
So if I go to an accountant, I would want them to give me the structures that are not good for them, but what they would do if they were in my position.
Okay.
If I'm setting up a company structure, as an example, if I'm buying an SMSF, is it actually good for me? Would they do it themselves? Not just because that makes revenue for them.
Of course.
Same if I go to a lender, a bank, what's the best product that is suitable to me? Should I be lending as much? All of those things. So I've worked for multiple banks, ANZ, NAB in Australia, but also in South Africa and in Singapore as well, mostly in the banking industry. More than half of my career has been in banking. I worked in mining and other firms as well, the technology companies too, but mostly in banking. And most of the time, in bank, you manage people's money. And in my role as well, I was used to be a program manager. So that means managing strategic programs for the banks. That means managing the budget, which is bank's money, to deliver outcomes. And when you manage bank's money like your own, it just becomes a habit of you to manage anyone's money like your own. So it's just, I think, that mindset, which is very, very important. The mentors that I have got training from, like my ex-managers, my coaches, all of those have always had the same level of, I would say, ethics, the same level of ethics, that until we negotiate and get the best price from the vendor who we are working with, then like the project shouldn't proceed to the next stage.
Of course.
There's a negotiation stage in every project that we deliver. There's a budgeting stage. There's a reporting stage. So all of those things are there for a reason.
Yes.
And until you follow the process and you feel that you are doing the right thing by actually spending that money for the bank, similarly, when you're doing the right thing by spending that money for the client. Yes, you're not paying from your account. You're asking the client to sign the contract and go buy that property. But until you feel in your heart that you are doing the right thing, how can you sleep at night?
Of course.
It's people's money. It's the hard-earned money on which they pay tax on.
Yeah.
And you just can't sleep at night if you can say, well, I'm not going to buy this property, but this is looking okay. Let's just give it to the client.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense. And that means you have to reject a lot of properties, and that means you have to come out of deals which are already finalized because something came up in Bill and Pest. That means you have to take sometimes longer than what you would have thought and rework on stuff. That's all part of the process, but that's what you would do for yourself. You wouldn't settle for a grade B property, would you?
Yeah, absolutely not. Well, it's like, I feel like it's putting yourself in their shoes in a way, and being like, well, if you wouldn't buy this, then what's the point of selling it to them? In a way. So I'll have to wrap this up, unfortunately. So one of the questions I want to ask you is...
Wow, that went fast.
Yeah, I know. I wish you could do it longer, actually. Is, from where you started to where you are now, is there anything that you wish you would have done differently?
So as in starting the business? Or?
So from day one to like where you are, like day-wise, like right now, like is there anything that you wish you would have done differently to where you started to where you are now?
I think the most important question there is, what do you mean by where I started? Is it where I started 2 years back in the business, or where we started the life to where we are now?
The business.
The business, okay.
Yeah.
So I think I would bring in permanent staff much earlier. So I would reinvest in the business earlier and scale the team earlier. We're doing that now, and we have been doing that for the last sort of year or so, but I would do that even earlier.
Absolutely. Having the right team.
Having the right team, having the right staff, having the right system and processes. So work on the system and processes right from the start. There's so much in a business that you can do earlier. I guess there's just so many learnings. We're very, very happy. We're extremely happy with the results that we have delivered for clients. So clients are super happy. We get great feedback. We get a lot of referrals from the clients. They come back. But I think just providing them that extra level of support, having the customer success manager, not in year 2, but in year 1 itself, would have meant for them an extra layer of cushion and support for them from the start, who they can call and contact. We've got that now, but that's one thing that I believe would have really, really helped earlier on.
Absolutely. Awesome. Where should people find you if they want to look for you?
Well, you can find me if you Google Sud Setia. I've got a website, sudsetia.com. You can find me there. You can find me on my website, FutureX. There's a link to book a call from there, or Instagram, LinkedIn. We are on all social media. My team's fantastic. They post a lot of content and share our values. I think most important for us always is working with the right set of clients as well. And what I mean by that is people who are aligned with our values. So we are customer obsessed. We are big on ownership. Everything that we have learned through the corporate career, I guess, like what not to do and what to do.
Of course.
So we have got values that you would expect good humans to have. So we want to work with those people who are honest, transparent, who take ownership of their own growth as well, because we take ownership of everything we do.
True.
And who are obsessed with a good service.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.